faint hum from the war surplus transmitter vibrates through the concrete floor, sending shivers through the reclaimed substation. Dust motes dance in the single neon tube, casting a wound-red glow across hand-labeled vinyl and Xeroxed zines taped to the console. The signal is still here, pushing through the static, a defiance in the air.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Oranjezicht checks in at 54 degrees and clear. Winds are moving from the southeast at 6 miles per hour. First up, a battle for creative ownership is brewing down under. AI companies are pushing to dilute Australia's copyright protections, sparking fury among artists and cleaving divisions within the Labor government.
The concrete fact is, entities like Stability AI and OpenAI are lobbying Canberra for a broad text and data mining exception, which would allow them to train their models on vast swaths of copyrighted Australian content without permission or compensation. This directly exposes tens of thousands of Australian artists and writers, risking their livelihoods and potentially devaluing their entire body of work.
Culturally, this isn't just about digital code. It's about the very loom of Australian storytelling. Imagine a digital bot voraciously consuming every brushstroke from a Ken Dunn painting or every lyric from a Nick Cave song, then claiming its derivative output without acknowledging the source's provenance. This move threatens to strip the intrinsic dignity from creative labor, turning unique human expression into raw, uncredited data for corporate profit.
Patching in a caller, the critical thinker. You're on the signal.
Togee! This sounds like a straight transfer of wealth from creators to tech giants. Who exactly pays the price if this goes through, beyond the artists themselves? And what's the actual benefit for Australia, if any, that justifies gutting cultural protections?
The neon tube flickers, the color of a wound that won't close, and the room holds its breath for a second. That's a vital question on the true cost. Instead of a blanket exception, a viable alternative for Australia is to implement a mandatory opt-in or fair remuneration model, similar to discussions in the EU AI Act, ensuring artists are compensated for their work's use. The chosen next move, championed by the Australian Copyright Council, is to push for a parliamentary inquiry, demanding proper safeguards and a transparent process before any legislative changes erode creator rights. From the digital ether, we now shift our gaze to the physical deluge. Our weather tracker reports a stark tension. Typhoon Doksuri has unleashed catastrophic flooding across China, leaving untold numbers stranded and revealing the vulnerabilities in urban planning.
Debrief like designers, log the friction, script a small rule bend, and try it live.
The architectural signal here is a stark reminder of humanity's delicate balance with nature's raw power. Imagine the ancient flood myths, now playing out in real time, as families huddle on a single tile roof, their entire world submerged beneath them. This isn't just weather. It's a profound test of civic architecture's resilience and the dignity of every individual facing such elemental force. The provenance of safety, or its failure, is laid bare.
Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
Togee, it sounds horrific. Beyond immediate rescue, who bears the long-term cost of rebuilding, both physically and psychologically, for those 1.2 million displaced in Hebei? And are there any viable alternatives to simply reacting to these megastorms?
The cost is immense, touching every facet of life and society. A viable alternative to reactive measures involves proactive urban planning, investing in decentralized community shelters, robust early warning systems, and nature-based solutions like extensive wetland restoration and permeable urban infrastructure across coastal provinces. The chosen next move for Chinese authorities is immediate, large-scale rescue operations with military deployment, coupled with accelerated investment in enhanced flood control and resilient infrastructure projects, particularly around major river basins, to prevent future catastrophes. Now, we turn our internal compass to Australia's economic landscape, where a different kind of storm is brewing.
The concrete fact is, Australians are grappling with a cost of living crisis. Annual inflation hit 6.0% in Q2 2023, while real wages stagnate. One Nation, led by Pauline Hanson, is tapping into this by blaming immigration, green energy policies, and government spending for the hardship. Recent polls, like a news poll from August, show their primary vote subtly increasing, particularly in regional electorates, exposing mainstream parties like Labour and the Liberals to significant voter attrition. The stagflation impulse describes this public feeling of high inflation combined with slow growth, creating fertile ground for populist narratives.
The cost of a fractured civic discourse can be profound, undermining trust and effective governance. A viable alternative for mainstream parties involves implementing targeted cost of living relief, like specific energy bill rebates or rent caps, alongside investing in productivity-enhancing reforms to boost real wages. They must also communicate clear, long-term economic strategies to rebuild public confidence, focusing on provenance of opportunity for all. The chosen next move for One Nation is to intensify their campaign on these issues, while the government, through Treasurer Jim Chalmers, is likely to double down on messages of fiscal responsibility and inflation reduction, seeking to reassert control over the economic narrative. This has been Black Star Pirate Radio.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.